Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the live session of Global Career Counselor Certification. Today we have a very interesting topic where we are going to discuss on how technology is impacting the career counselor, how it is helping career counselor in the field of counseling. So this is a very interesting topic today. This request has come again last week and we thought why let's not have a session on this. As we are seeing, people joining in the room, I would like to quickly give a brief introduction about our organization. So, I represent Univariety. We are Asia's largest counseling body, and we work with more than 500 CBSE and international schools all over India, and to set up a counseling system in the school. Basically, we build up a system where we can guide students from grade 8 to grade 12 in their college planning process. So this is so Univariety works with almost 500 schools all over India, and so in the our organization is 5.5 years old, and in this 5.5 years old in time, we have just reached around 500 schools. But in India, there are around 15 lakh schools. And so we thought, why not let's launch a course on career counseling, which will help individual to become certified career counselor, and they can work in schools, they can work in colleges, universities, and also in overseas consultancies. Plenty of opportunities for career counselor. And so we collaborated with University of California, Los Angeles Extension, which is among the top 50 universities of the world. And both the organization came together and has launched this wonderful course. It's an online course. It's a 40-hour self-paced course. You can do this course at your own ease. Whenever you are comfortable, you can log in and you can. The interesting part of the course is being at home, you can complete the course. So this is another big impact of technology where you are doing where you can do this course from your home only. And so this has two sections basically. The first section is by Univariety, which covers the technical skills, and so this has 6 modules. It covers the entire education system of India, from kindergarten to class 12, the upcoming careers in commerce, arts, science, and it also covers the overseas education part, study abroad part, how to get admission abroad, how is the LOR done, how is the SOP done. So all these things are covered. So this is the technical part, and in the UCLA part, the counseling skills are covered. So basically, how to set up parents and students' expectations, and how to how to check where the multiple intelligence or MBTI work. So all these things are covered in the UCLA section. And so after each module, there is an assessment. And once you have completed all the modules, you are awarded the 2 certificate, one a green belt certification by Univariety, and the Global Career Counselor certification by UCLA Extension. Basically, after doing this course, you become a certified counselor. So this is all about the course. So today, as we are going to speak, is on the technology side, how technology is impacting career counselor. This has made life easy of all the counselors, and so anybody, it's not necessary to have a counseling background or a psychological background today, and you can still become a career counselor with the help of technology and the knowledge you gain from this course. In fact, so let's understand how technology is helping. So I'm just going to play a presentation, and with this we can help you understand how technology is impacting. So let's just give me a second and just let me make the presentation on. So career counseling plus technology. This is the present. This is the first slide. So this is so first let's understand before jumping into the technology part, how is counseling is happening so far, and plenty of them are still practicing. So this is normally this is once upon a time in the counseling land. So when the concept of counseling came in India 5-6 years back or 10 years back, Basically, counseling was done only by psychological counselor, and psychological counselors could simply, so their main objective was to for the career choices. So basically, psychological counselor used to have a pencil paper test, a psychometric test, and from there they to derive to a conclusion where they can basically tell the student and the parent that this is a suitable course for you. Say, for example, commerce, and more or less here up till this only their commitment was there. In fact. But as on time went on, parents and students started expecting more, and they wanted more information. It's just not commerce. It's just not the career. So, how in commerce? What are the other fields? Will they be able to do, CA, or they just need to do BCom, or are the new courses which has come up like ACCA, SEMA? There are plenty of options in commerce, in fact. And this parent and student started expecting that the career counselor should answer these questions, in fact. So what happened is quickly psychological counselors realized, and plenty of them upgraded the knowledge. They started doing research on the colleges, their fee structure, and the admission procedures, entrance exam in each field, and they started upgrading their knowledge. And of course, a lot of them, like our GCC course, there's a huge amount of counselors who come from psychology background, so they quickly they also upgraded the knowledge. And so this is how the counseling was being done. And so what is the change that had happened, in fact? So let's see what's happening now. So the current focus of counseling is in self-discovery, career exploration, college search, and application. So let's understand this. So this is very important, in fact. So when we are counseling a student, basically, so the most important factor comes is the interest of the student, in fact. And the interest of student comes only when we see that they know about the new courses which are in the market, in fact. And say, for example, uh, a student a student they don't know, in fact, the new courses. The student haven't heard about artificial intelligence. The student haven't heard of digital marketing. The student haven't heard of actuarial science, culinary arts. uh, Maybe this could be, or plenty of courses, in fact, maybe automobile engineering. So these things students may not have heard, in fact. So if they haven't heard, how they will gain interest in that. So self discovery is a very important thing in career counseling. The student should explore what are the career option, and what are the career, if they don't do that, they cannot express that what they're interested in. Now, this is of course having in form of technology. So while going on with this presentation, I would also like to tell you how Univariety is working in this field, and how Univariety is using technology, so that you can relate to these things, in fact. So Univariety has a portal. So the schools that Univariety works with, so their student, they create the profile on Univariety portal, and so whatever choices they make, in fact, whatever preferences they choose. So, for example, if the student has chosen engineering as the student's first choice, and maybe humanities as the second choice, so the student will be sent plenty of content. Okay, and these contents are in the form of videos, these contents are in the form of blogs, these contents are in the form of small snippets, so which keeps on flowing to the student. Now if the student is getting this information, then only the student wants to inquire about so this looks like very interesting. Okay, so I should know more about it. So a career in culinary arts, this I'm really a foodie. I like food. In fact, I could get into this. Where to study? Are there any colleges in India or university which is offering, or do I need to go and study abroad? So all these things, basically, the student, if the student comes to know, then only the student can inquire. So the Univariety technology keeps on sending this information to the student in terms of, as I've told, video, and this could be blog or just snippet or simple emails. All these things need to be sent to the student. Then only the student can explore, and unless and until the student is exploring, the interest level cannot be judged. In fact, that's one of the biggest thing. In fact, then comes, as I'm saying, then comes the college search. The student himself can, in the Univariety portal, search for colleges in culinary arts or any subject the student is choosing. And then, of course, he also comes to know the entrance exam, how's the application process. So this, the technology guides the students, in fact. So this is a big thing what Univariety portal is doing. It has plenty of other things which I will discuss with the next slides coming up. So just understand, so the career counselor, the important role of career counselor here is basically to give information to the student. Now the student would explore, and the student would like to reach the career counselor. Now there's a big change had happened with the technology supporting the career counselor. So the counselors basically should have means to reach out to the students quickly. So that, of course, we have in the next slides coming up. So comprehensive system for valuable guidance. So basically, when we say career counseling, it's not that in class 12 we need to reach out to a career counselor, and the career counselor will take a psychometric test, and the career counselor will inform the student this is the course that student is interested. So this is not giving enough information, and this is not the right way to counsel a student. In fact, if we really want to support as a career counselors, I'm saying I know plenty of career counselors are here, and plenty of people who are here who want to make their career in career counseling. But understand very well that this is not a career counseling is not a kind of student approaching and a kundli is opened that okay, for you engineering is good or medical is good. No, it is a process which starts from class 8. So the student need to really get in touch, understand what are the careers around careers he can explore, and in that there are plenty of stakeholders, in fact, plenty of people involved. Okay, so these students, from class 8, the career counselor who was supporting the student from class 8 or class 10, if they support for a year or two, then only they in class 12 come to some conclusion that this is a right career for the student. So even when you're practicing career counseling, I speak to a lot of counselors all over India. So please make sure when a student or a parent approaches you for counseling, make sure that the expectations are set right. In fact, you ask the parent, ask the student what is they are expecting, why they have come and approached a career counselor, what information they are looking at. If they have come in class 12, you hardly have anything to do much there. So probably that time some information or a psychometric test could do. But try to spread this word and try to get in touch with student, parents that career, if they really want career counseling, it should start at least from class 10. From class 8 is definitely good. From class 10 is fine, in fact. So make sure that this is explained to the parents, because this is a process. There are plenty of things involved that you observe what the student is interested on, and then accordingly you can guide. You have to provide information, you have to help the students. It could happen that if a student, for example, is good in fine arts, or if the student is looking at humanities, so the student can do a course on art and design, or if the student can attend workshops, and then the parent need to observe that what all my kid is looking at, in fact, and the counselor also need to be informed, and there could be plenty of sessions happening in a year to really understand what the student is really interested on. And probably if you start from class 10, by 12 you have some clarity coming that how what the student is actually interested in US. The students they explore. They will not choose majors in their first year. In fact, same thing in India, but problem here is that people are they just listen to some parents or some friends or sometimes even career counselor, and they just try to focus. They don't want to explore, in fact. So exploring is very important, and this message need to be spread across. This message need to be explained to the student. This message need to be explained to the parents that you have to explore. You have to understand what are the careers around, and then you have to come and ask me. So asking the career counselor, of course, again, a technology plays a big role out here. So career counseling, we at Univariety say is, anytime and many time. So today we know we have Skype, we have WhatsApp, we have phone, we have email. There are plenty of things in which technology has brought in, where students can reach out to the counselor. If the student has learned a new course, a new career, he need to check with the counselor. He could WhatsApp, he could Skype, speak on come on a video call on Skype with the counselor. If the student, if this facility is not being given to the student, what he does is he approaches somebody, a neighbor or a friend. Say for example, a student got, okay, hotel management is a very interesting career. It could happen that he really fits in hotel management, but he approached his friend who gave information. Oh, hotel management, my uncle's son, my cousin has done hotel management, and he's jobless now. So maybe for some of his own reason he's jobless, in fact. It could have been a really good career for the student, in fact, but he got information which was not accurate, which was not right. Probably if you could have approached the career counselor either by WhatsApp or by Skype or by phone, he could have got that information. He could really think of considering hotel management also. This is why we say students should have this opportunity to reach the counselors anytime and many time. So throughout the year, and that's also with the help of technology. They cannot come to the counselor face to face every time and can speak to them. So with the help of technology, they can really do this. So these are the people who are involved, in fact, to help a student to choose the right career. It could be the teachers, it could be the counselors, then the parents, then content, as we have been speaking a lot about content which is being sent to explore. Universities also, then seniors and alumni, seniors class of school who have studied seniors. They have got admission in a university. They are the right person to tell exactly how this university is and how the faculty in that university is. So they have to connect to them also. They have to, of course, then we all know now that the pencil paper test has been replaced by technology. There are online tests on psychometric test. These are very effective. In fact, anybody can take up this test. If any student approaches you for career counseling, you can ask the student to take a psychometric test. The results comes very clear with first, second, third choices, and from there anybody can look at it and can explain that what are the important, what are the careers could be better for the student, in fact. So all these things, when we are saying this, teachers, counselors, parents, test tools. So this all could come under so Univariety. What we have done is we have brought everything into the Univariety technology. So here, whatever the interaction is happening with the student, the counselor is you're doing, in fact, it can be recorded, and a mail could be sent to the parent also. What all you have discussed with the student, in fact. Content, of course, I have told you the content is being flown. We have a big content team which keeps on sending, various inputs, various information about particular careers the student is thinking about. Students can connect to universities. Even the universities can connect to the student if the choices, like for example, somebody is considering US as his study destination, and the student has has taken up as mechanical. So universities abroad, US and UK, they can reach out to the student and can invite the student to join their university. So that facility also Univariety is having. So if you have any question, you can ask me. It's not necessary. We have to wait till the end. If you have any questions, you can You can simply type it down while speaking. We can in between. We can take up. We can take up this the questions also. Okay. So let me, before going to the next slide, let me pick up a few questions. We have okay, there are plenty of them flowing in. In fact, so I was speaking. My session was a bit long, so just give me 1 second. So Adnan Khan is asking, how can a low budget individual will start a counseling business? Adnan, I don't have any idea about how much you mean by low budget. If you can write, I can definitely guide you. As far as our experience with after we launched this course, so we have this course at around 20,000, 19,000 chain, and there's a support for entrepreneurship program which cost you 40,000 rupees. So with that and probably a marketing budget of another 20,000 or 40,000 rupees, you can definitely start a good counseling setup. I had a webinar. If you can have, if you on the Facebook, it was there. You can look at that video, that session I had. You can get all your answers, or you can always contact us on our toll-free number. Um, how can a 10-year job? Adnan is again asking, how can a 10-year job doing person did counseling business with parallel at low cost? Yes, Adnan, there are plenty of people who started their own counseling setup, and they are in fact continuing with their job. And basically, counseling doesn't you can do it after office hours also, and so that's how people are doing. What is the duration of the course? Rajiv Deka is asking. Rajiv, it is a 40-hour self-paced course. You can always visit Global Career Counselor Certification. You will get all the information. Shefali is asking psychometric test. This is interesting. Is psychometric test 100% correct? Shefali, see this question. The psychometric test has an algorithm which the student, if the student is honest enough to answer all the question, it might give correct results. However, as I was saying, as we were discussing, that psychometric test is not the only way to judge somebody's career. There are plenty of things involved. As I was telling, that there could be, the student should first explore, then only you could come to some conclusion. If the student is not aware, and the student, it's some everywhere we say a student to focus in when you're selecting your career, please ask them not to be focused, because if they focus with one career, probably they may lose out something which would have been very really good for the student. So let them explore. And yes, psychometric test help to a certain extent, but in career counseling there are plenty of other things. Okay, so um, Yashashwani, if I'm pronouncing the name right. What kind of psychometric tests are there? Please mention about their standardization as well. The psychometric test, we have a proper module in our course. In fact, this would take a lot of time. I'm not going to cover that at the moment. You can always write to letmeguide@univariety.com. We will happy to answer you. It's covered in our course also very well. In fact. So Shubha is asking what kind of help we get from Univariety on assessment tools. So in the support for entrepreneurship package, we do provide psychometric test at a low price, so that you can basically give it to the students whom you are counseling. So that's a good opportunity for you. We give it at 600 plus 600 rupees, and you can ask the student 2,000 rupees. So that's a good opportunity for you. Neha is asking, is psychometric test really useful to choose a career? Can we rely to choose? Neha, only on psychometric test you cannot rely. Counseling has become an entire process, entire system. As I was telling, from class 8, you have to observe a student, you have to keep on providing information, you have to keep on chatting with the student, understand him or her. And then finally, psychometric test, I've earlier told, it's just a small thing, maybe 10 or 20% of the entire process. I believe plenty of people are asking about psychometric test, so I have made it clear. In fact, it's not the only thing which from where you can decide a career. The most important thing is of course the entire and the technology behind it and the way you are basically observing the student from in long run. In fact, so let's move on to the next slide. So technology to the rescue. So I have told you we will compare with our Univariety technology, which will help you understand how Univariety is using technology. There is knowledge banks. Knowledge banks are where student can search for any information. Counselors can search for any information while they're counseling the student. This is a very important. We call it research tool. In fact, a tool in our system, in our Univariety technology, and with this, lot of counselors and students help in that. Okay, analyze trends, predictive guidance. This is very interesting, in fact. So I'll try to explain what it is. In fact, please, if you have any questions on this, please don't hesitate to ask. So basically, Univariety technology, we have an interesting thing. We have an algorithm set, which I haven't seen anybody in India doing this. I haven't seen anybody. I've seen a lot of portals where if you type say mechanical engineering, there's a list of mechanical colleges coming up. But predictive guidance and analyze trend. Let's understand this concept. So basically, when the student is choosing a college, when the student in the college planning process is trying to explore. So what happens here is, say for example, a student has got say 60% marks, and the student we ask the student to make 3 lists actually: aspiring and best fit and safe. So aspiring are the colleges which the student aspired to get there. It could happen that they could get in those colleges, but chances are less in fact. Um, Best fit is the colleges where the student can actually get in depending on the marks, and safe is of course being safe, that those are easy getting college, definitely you would get in fact. So if the student has, say for example, in aspiring has only chosen say colleges like IIT and all the IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur or Mumbai, and then basically, and the student has got very less marks, in fact, maybe 60% or 70%, which kind of difficult to get into IIT. Automatically, the technology raises a red flag and asks the student to choose other colleges in the list, in fact, so that the counselor can work for get admission in those colleges, in fact, can help the student get admission in those colleges rather. So this red flag concept is a very interesting concept, in fact. And so this is predictive. In fact, this algorithm works, in fact, depending on the subject the student is choosing, the colleges the student is choosing, and the money that the student is going to spend. So all this, the Univariety algorithm help to help the student, in fact. Same with the counselor, in fact. If the for the counselor, say for example, we have the milestone which the student basically it's a checklist. So as on the student keeps on filling the information, the clarity of the student career starts coming in a better way, in fact. So this Univariety technology we use, it's helping. Then comes the keeping track. So before going to that, I'll just take up another question. Uzma Amir is asking, it is important for each teacher from 9 to 12 to be aware of the options available and incorporate them incorporate the same within instruction. Teachers can recognize. One second. Teachers can recognize the potential of the students best. Yes, Uzma, you are absolutely right, and we have plenty of progressive schools. They are now training their teachers on career counseling. Plenty of them had done our Green Belt our Global Career Counselor certification. And to name a few, we have Oak Ridge, we have Heritage, we have Pathways, and plenty of DCM, and then plenty Salvan Public School. Plenty of schools, in fact, they have trained their teachers, and not one or two teachers, the entire lot, in fact. Hundred teachers from each schools have been trained on this. The reason being, if the teachers are trained on career counseling, they are able to connect with the students, and they can motivate the student in the subject they choose. They can inform them what are the. It's not necessarily they have to become a career counselor, but definitely that will help them to motivate the student and inform. As we are saying, it's exploration and information. That's what they're going to help in a big way. In fact, okay. So Adnan, we have so you can visit our website. Adnan is asking, after GCC course, how can Univariety help and build our setup, and what will be the success rate of establishing your own setup? So Adnan, we have this support for entrepreneurship program. You can download the ebook. You will get, and we can discuss. Any of our advisor can reach you out and discuss in details about this. Aruna is asking, any school associated in the North School? Yes, we have, Aruna. We have Assam Valley. We have a proper counseling system running there. Plenty of students are helping, are taking. We have 2, 3 more. I don't remember the name at the moment. So Rifali is asking, DMIT is also a method of counseling. Is it there in this? Shefali, we haven't covered DMIT in this. So basically, so even the psychometric test in our course is limited because nowadays technology is playing a big role, and that's more this kind of this is more of the psychological or the behavioral counseling part. Our course is on career counseling. These tools are available. Either you can take it from us or you can take it from any of the vendor. So nowadays, so if you want to really go into psychological counseling, then it works. DMIT, plenty of DMIT counselors have taken up this course. Same thing that I was telling in the beginning, that they can go to a certain extent with their analysis, where they can select the stream or the careers, but they cannot give information on the college planning process, and more careers in depth. In fact, so they are upgrading their knowledge. Either they have enrolled in our course, or they're doing it their own. We have a structured form of training which has helped plenty of psychological counselors and DMIT counselors. And so let's move on to the next thing. So we have keeping track. So very important thing for a counselor is to keep track. In fact, when we are speaking a service for a year and more, in fact, so it is very important that the counselor, should keep a track what all interaction the counselor had in the beginning. So our technology help the students to help the counselors to maintain a record, and they can basically type all the interaction they had, and whatever the interaction had happened with the student, automatically at the end it is mailed to the student and the parent also. So both are informed basically how it is working. Alumni guidance. So the technology has a unique feature where any school student of the seniors, they can connect and they can really understand from them whichever college they are studying. Is it a good college, or the faculties are good, and plenty of other things they can ask. In fact, we have red flag. I have told you about the red flag, where if the choice is not correct, but the predictive technology, the algorithm raises a red flag and asks the student to change. Milestone is, of course, the checklist I was speaking. So depending on that, it works. In fact, the technology works. The more information they put, they complete the milestone one by one. That's how it gets. And of course, for the counselors, there are reports. They can see what all interactions they had with the student and everything. In fact, okay. So let's come to the next slide now. So the delivery platforms, we know in today's technology world, we have, of course, the face-to-face is there. That will be always there. So that has reduced a lot. We have Skype coming in, Skype, chat, email, phone. We have app. Okay, that's another interesting thing. Univariety last week has launched an app where student can connect with the Univariety counselor through this app. The advantage of app is basically you get instant notification when any information is being sent. You can always, as we always speak about, anytime and many time, with the app, and phone, in fact, app installed in the phone. In fact, they can quickly reach out to the counselor if they have the smallest of doubt. They can just chat with the counselors in our office hours, and they can clarify their doubts. It also gives the opportunity to connect with their classmates. If the classmate has explored something, he or she can share. Others also see. That's an interesting thing. It's a new world which is coming up. App is very important. Of course, software and portals. I was just speaking about the Univariety portal and the technology that we're using to basically help the students. In fact, so how Univariety is helping candidates to start up their own counseling setup. So this is with the help of technology. So how Univariety is helping. So a lot of people, you are asking the question. In fact, so let's take it up quickly and make you understand after doing the course how Univariety uh, is helping. In fact, so before coming to the question, Elizabeth Alexander is saying, I have always noted many people are still not aware of career counseling. They relate the term counseling to psychological counseling. Absolutely, Elizabeth. This is the psychological counseling is a small part here in our career counseling, where it is just limited to the psychometric test. In fact, there's a large portion which is covered through information exploration, and so as I was, a lot of people you have asked also how much is the psychometric test correct, or it is it is just a small requirement in the entire career counseling process. In fact, so great question by Elizabeth, and we have. So, how often do guidance counselors help with students being awarded scholarship? So, Shobha is asking how often do guidance counselors help students for scholarships? So, Univariety system has a big thing. In fact, so there are a lot of universities who are connected to Univariety. So, as I was telling earlier, also, so they connect to the students where they are awarded scholarships. Recently, MIT, the US university, they have given 6 crore scholarship to the students who are associated with Univariety Partner School. This is just one university. There are plenty of universities like this who come up and connect with the students, and they get scholarships. In fact, I don't know about individuals, but yeah, Univariety technology definitely helps the student big way. In fact, there are few individuals who practice. So they, with their own contacts, help students to get scholarships. So, not aware how successful they are, but however, Univarity's technology is definitely is a big success in this field. In fact. So Punita is asking, Punita Mathur, please can you share the link to every page that gives details on entrepreneurship? Punita, you can visit our website globalcareercounselor.com, and we can there you can download the SFE ebook. It gives the entire detail. So I'm going to speak also a little bit about the support for entrepreneurship program that we have launched. In fact, I can see a lot of questions related to that. So Samiksha is asking, how can I apply for career counseling course so I can help people? Samiksha, definitely you can visit our website globalcareercounselor.com. You can get in touch with our on our toll-free number on chat, and our counselors will definitely help you. You can get the entire information. You can download the ebook, and and you can know about this. Right. So let's understand quickly about the support for entrepreneurship program that Univariety has launched. In fact, so after the course, in fact, or even while doing the course, basically Univariety helps candidates to open their own counseling setup. So what all things that we provide in this is, of course, the branding support with the website. We built a 5-page website for you, which gives you today, as we are speaking about technology. So this is again a very important aspect of technology. If you have a good website, people searching in your area, career counseling on Google or other search engines, they, your website comes in the search engines. From there, they can contact you. So this is good for marketing. You can you can also go on the paid ads if in future, by Google AdWords and Facebook ads, and you can get good business people who are searching for career counseling, in fact, career counselors in your city. So the website is very important. That we are helping you out building up a website along with the payment gateway also. People, if they want to pay online for a career counseling course, that also is possible. Then, of course, the big Univariety technology. So you will have access to the Univariety technology also. So basically, this as I've spoken about the technology, so you will be given a virtual school, and where any students who approaches you for counseling, they can create their profile on Univariety portal, and when it comes to the school selection, they basically choose your organization or you, so that they come under your head. And so whatever the student is doing activity, you can track the student, you can guide the student with the help of technology. You can use Univariety search tools, you can use the Univariety algorithm for the red flag, you can use the Univariety milestone to help the student in a more better way. And of course, the content that is flowing, big research team is working on that, depending on the choice of the careers the student is choosing. The content keeps on going to the student, which gives them big understanding of the careers available in their field, in the choices. So that's a big thing. Technology is a big thing which you will get access to. Apart from that, you will also get access to 8 presentations. These presentations are basically you can use in individual counseling also, or in group counseling, or in workshops. So here what happens is, basically, if a student approaches you for counseling, say for example, somebody is asking about commerce, so you can, in a form of presentation, you can explain the student. So that gives a big impact. People understand more clearly rather than giving them just GAN sessions, in fact. Apart from that, you get psychometric test. You get a so you're getting 20 psychometric tests along with the support for entrepreneurship package. And once you consume those 20 psychometric tests, you can buy it from us at 600 rupees plus taxes. So that psychometric test is there, and then of course your student who will be becoming a word of mouth. So they get access to the content, as I've told you. Also, they get reviews from universities. For a career counselor, it is very important that the final goal is achieved, where the student they have counseled should get into good universities. And that's the responsibility of the career counselor, the entire hard work they have put for years. And finally, if they get scholarship, that's the icing on the cake, in fact. So Univariety is definitely going to help, connecting to these university, and so they can help you out. So this is more of the major features of a support for entrepreneurship program. You can download it, the ebook from our website, and you can reach out to any of our counsel advisors. They will be helping you definitely. So Venkat is asking, how do we explore scholarship information from Univariety? So Venkat, if you have subscribed to the technology, you can. There are search options where you can get. You will be surprised to know that there are plenty of merit-based scholarships in India which we are not aware of at all. So we are also surprised to see those things. So our research team has done a great job, and they from there you can search this information. Elizabeth is asking, sir, do send us the link of this webinar. There is a network problem. Definitely, Elizabeth, we will send you the link. And Saida Fancy. How often in an academic year should a student be counseled? So Saida, we Univariety always believe in any time and many time. So the more the number of the question the student is asking, it's a duty of a counselor to help the student. In fact, so if the student is what the student is going to do in the entire life, for that you have to observe the student, you have to answer his queries from class 8 actually. So we strongly believe in any time and many time. Any partner schools that Univariety is associated with, their students can reach out to Univariety counselors on the app, on the uh, by chat or by Skype, phone, email. All technology options are there. They can reach out and their queries are answered by our expert counselor. I just forgot, somebody did ask what is the name of the app. So this is restricted to our partner school. In fact, still not it is open. So once we decide to open it for everybody, we will definitely let you know. Um, of course, the app is Univariety only. So Elizabeth is asking, overseas counseling is always on lead than other career option, even in job front opportunities. Are there overseas counseling only? Elizabeth, we have seen a big boom in the overseas consultancy business. Yes, so basically, overseas consultancy, there's a big money game going on there. So they want people who have this knowledge about career counseling, which can basically help students to go abroad. That's a big opportunity has opened up for career counselor. But apart from that, there are plenty of opportunities in school, university also. But however, because a school takes only one or two counselor, so they basically look at experienced counselor. So people who just get certified, they should they should work with smaller schools, and and they can gain some experience and move on to the big schools. As this happens with any industry, in fact, when you're a fresher, you can learn, you can get experience with smaller organization, and then can move on to bigger organization. Normally we see the advertisement coming from the bigger schools where they look for big experienced counselors. Yes, when once you do the course and you gain some experience, you can reach there. Gaining experience from overseas consultancy is also an easy thing. You get jobs easily in overseas consultancy. However, there is a big amount of sales activity involved apart from the career counseling. In fact, so that if you are interested, you can definitely. How DMIT, Divya Rajeshwari is asking how DMIT differ from psychometric test. So psychometric tests are basically a set of questions which finally comes up with indicators that what are your career choices. DMIT deals with fingerprints. There is a machine basically which where you put your hand and with your what you call with finger prints basically. The analysis happens that this course is suitable for you. So this is the difference. In fact, Punita is asking, please repeat the name of the website and ebook. So it's globalcareercounselor.com, and ebook is on the website only. You can download it simply. In fact. Mohammed Ashraf is asking, sir, kindly suggest some of career option either than engineering. I have heard there are so many streams which are silently growing and have great requirement of market. I have written my 12th exams waiting for my result. So Mohammed Ashraf, you are a student in fact. Why don't you write to Univariety, guide me at univariety.com. Our counselors would be happy to help you with this. There are thousands of career apart from engineering. You will love to hear new careers which have come in fact in the market. So please do write. You can reach out to the Univariety website and can get your queries answered. Divya Rajeshwari, sir, how shall we get updated to the trending courses of students, and as a counselor, how should we get updated? So Divya, definitely as a counselor, you should keep on doing research. However, with good thing about Univariety course, even after you have done the course, in fact, so even while doing the course, you get a WhatsApp update every week, and so we keep you updating on what's the latest trends happening in the market. And the good thing is that even after the course, you also keep on getting. And there are 2 emails that are exchanged every week. So these are emails, these are real-time emails which are asked by the students of our partner school. So we choose the best emails every week and we send it across to all the GCC candidates so they can go through it. This is again a big source of learning. And good thing is that even after the course, you're still getting these emails in fact. Plus, we have a letmeguide@univariety.com email ID. So you can always write if you're stuck anywhere as a counselor, we will definitely love to help you to answer your queries. So Bhagyalakshmi is saying, I get mails regarding requirement of career counselor in the north. Please suggest if we will have opening in the south. Bhagyalakshmi, I believe you are you have already done the course. Yes, south, plenty of opportunities are coming. Univariety is going to hire a lot of counselors. So be in touch with the support team. Plenty of opportunities coming here. Plenty of schools have also are are now considering to hire career counselors. Dr. Supriya is asking, in era of online psychometric testing, how about using classical paper pencil test as David battery or differential ability? So Dr. Supriya, obviously if you are a if you are an experienced counselor, you can use the pencil paper test and can evaluate a student. And if you have a psychological background, that is more important. So there you can, however, nowadays as technology has come up, it is helping counselors big way. So that way, yes, the counselor has started preferring to go with the online one where clear indications come. So I would say only if you're experienced and if you're from a psychology background, you can use pencil paper test. Dr. Ekta, how do we integrate psychometric test with GMIT? These are two different things, Dr. Sanghi, sorry, Dr. Ekta Sanghi. These are two different things altogether. And so DMIT, as I've told you, goes with the fingerprints, and psychometric test goes with the set of questions. So some people do often use both of it to understand, to have more clarity. But as from the beginning, I'm saying if you have attended the session from the beginning, you can definitely, you can basically to really help a student to choose the right career. We have to explore. The student need to explore, and you have to help the student to explore. In fact, the new courses, new careers which has come up, then actually you're doing justice to the job, I feel. I believe today's session is almost over. So any questions, anybody else? Final questions, just a minute or two before we close the session. So Savita is asking, can we get live workshop on how to use technology, psychometric tests, and how to explain to the student? Workshop on this will be a little difficult, but let's see if it is coming up anything, we will inform you definitely, because Univariety Technology, so basically Univariety Technology is for our support for entrepreneurship program. So there, if you're subscribing to that, we train you on that, and of course on the psychometric test as well also. Psychometric tests are nowadays available quite easily. There are plenty of vendors who are there in the market. You can take one and can understand how it works. Univariety has modules on this, and so basically we cover all these topics here. You can understand quite easily. Fine, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Please do write to us, and if you want any topic to be covered, we'll be happy to tell you, to inform you about it. And so it was great speaking to you guys, and plenty of interesting questions. I hope I was able to answer. If I missed out any question, please do write to us at letmeguide@univariety.com, or you can reach out to our advisors also, or support team. We'll be happy to help you. And so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Bye.